Well, salutations, everybody. What's a crack-a-lackin'? Is it all going good? Is it all going grand? Is it all going delicious on this finest of hump days, aka Wednesday? Is the Craic treating you 90? I hope that it is all going grand, for you see, yesterday an anomaly of man occurred. I wasn't able to stream in order to be horrified in the fact that Arsenal made it to the Champions League final, but our saviours might indeed be Qatari ran PSG. And if you're Kylian Mbappe, with the fact that you're getting your ass handed to you by the Real Madrid fan base, the fact that the club isn't really standing behind you, and your previous team is about to go potentially back-to-back winners of the Champions League. I mean, ain't you in a sad state? But that's him. For me, it's an entirely different kettle of fish. For me, I am getting ready for a return to the Manchester United save, with the slight little caveat. And that little caveat would be the fact that a corruption in the save means I'm slightly further in to the league than when we finished the last time. I'm in on the 10th. I finished the January transfer window. I haven't lost a game yet, but we're here for the Carabao Cup as the game fails to load, because of course it bloody does. Wouldn't be a crack stream if something didn't go wrong. But at the end of the day, this is a backdrop while we discuss things, while we enjoy it, and we see if the crack can continue on with a good, grand, and delicious, state of affairs. So, Senior Duck, it is a pleasure to have you in again today, my friend. How is the crack treating you? Have you been getting up to anything good, grand, and delicious yourself? I see there that you got a simple terminology slip-up, where you were looking at the fact that on Discord I state when my next go live moment is until I'm too lazy and forget about it. And I stated on said display that I would be live next today at 8:30 p.m. UK time. And he read and missed the fact that it also said 3:30 p.m. In the Eastern Standard Time, because Senior Duck is a fool, and a fool is what Senior Duck is. But with all that being said, I mean, we like to enjoy the crack, pull the piss out of those that are around us, but continue to go on and see how all ends up coming together. So far, we have done okay in terms of this save. We have been injury-riddled, but we are on a perfect run of form so far with what we're doing. Southampton, who are a Premier League team, are the team that we have to face now in the Carabao Cup. They have one of our players, Christopher Cups, who's ineligible because he's one of our players. But we will continue onwards and forthwith and see if we can actually vanquish them. It's a matter of, in the Carabao Cup, I like to, and it has been the failure of me many a time. I like to, God, this game is loading like crap at the moment. Okay. So we're going to go into big head mode for a moment as I reload the game and hope that that ends up fixing these atrocious loading issues. So, fair warning, my friends. 3, 2, 1. Because it wouldn't be the crack if something didn't go wrong. But anyways, as we're waiting on that to end up coming, and I mean, I did give you a fair warning, Senior Duck. It's your fault for not heeding the call. Oh, the game won't even crash right. It's typical Craic that I try to be nice and go back to something, and she fails miserably the second that we do it. Running fine up until now. And then she just falls to the wayside. But anyways, my friend, have you been doing any charity work today? I know you previously had turned around and said Wednesday was the big day when you done your charity exposés, Senior Duck. Have you been getting up to anything good, grand, and delicious in the last wee while, my friend? Myself, you know, it's been the usual crap. Work, enjoying all of that, seeing how she clicks together, and, you know, looking forward to potentially the future, as we end up seeing. But, you know, got our run out, got the walks into place, 10,000 steps into occurrence, the Craic trying to become fit and machismo. Was talking with Soranis there recently about more about the IRL stuff if things go bad in June, where I could end up doing more live stream stuff if I potentially was to travel the likes of South America. That was a bonkersly quick clip, Senior Ben. Ben, my friend, what is a crack-a-lackin'? Is it all going good, grand, and delicious with you? How do you feel about the fact that our Manchester United are officially Champions League participationists next season? And do you think that Sir Craic himself deserves the position of manager to be profound on him? I think that if you're going to give it to Craic, you go with a 1 year rolling contract with a 1 year added ability to go on. So 1 year with a 1 year add-on and go that way. Although I feel they're going to give him a 3 year contract, and I think it's a mistake. But you go what you're given and you see how it's going to end up going. Are you happy with the fact that we're going to end up taking him? Personally, I'm not, because I can already see the cracks in his system. He's playing very counter-attacking football, which I don't have a problem with. I'm not a massive, you must be possession-based football head. I don't give a crap about that. But at the end of the day, you have to be able to at least play your football consistently. It's a high-energy counter-attacking football play. They seemed gassed by the end of it. And will that end up working 3 days out of the week? I would have loved to have seen what he'd done in the FA Cup if Darren Fletcher didn't blow out against Brighton, if I'm honest. I would have liked to have seen the tiny bits of experimentation. At the end of the day, Kobe Mainoo signed a new contract. People are saying he's getting the best out of Benjamin Šeško. I think Benjamin Šeško is starting to click with Amram, but, you know, it bips and bobs. Ahmad has degraded. Mbeumo has degraded. Cunha is performing great. And Bruno has been hitting the numbers, but he started those numbers well before he went back into his number 10 position. So my big thing at the moment is that, as was the case with Ollie, Ten Hag, and a number of other ones, the team now plays through Bruno. If Bruno has a bad game, we perform shite. And that's my one worry with having him as the manager. Which is ironic because in my own squad, I still have Bruno and he's injured, so we can't actually end up using him. So, what do we do in the meantime? Well, for us, in this Carabao Cup game, we're going to go with our youngster, Charlie Hardy. We've given him a number of goes. He's 19 years of age now. He should be able to hold himself up. His stats are fairly good. We have the option of him or Quinton. Quinton, who is another fascinatingly potentialed player there. You can see there fantastic stats in of himself. In this case, I am going to use the British bias in my place, and we're going to give it to Hardy. We do have Dennis Siemens in the background there as well, but he's just hasn't been performing good enough. His stats have degraded down quite atrociously in terms of reflexes and the whole lot. He's still there, so his goalkeeping tendencies are quite good. So in theory, that's the one that you choose for this matchup, especially with it being a former our Premier League side. But I'm going to go with the goal and try and see if Hardy does well. We're going to go Willie Kwambwala on the wing as our right fullback. He's been in a bit of a pissy mood in the last wee while because he's asked for a brand new contract with a currently 5-year contract, so with an add-on, so he can piss off. We're going to give Jordan Godot a chance with Ilya Zambrani on the side there, Patrick Dogu on the left. We would be going Saba, but Saba's currently injured. So we're going to give Dogu another bit of a go. Then we go with Kenneth Elkhorn, who we got for a surprisingly cheap amount of money from Bayern Munich. And we'll end up putting him there with Nathan Decat right beside him, who has been performing excellent for us and continues to progress and become more the player that we expect him to be. Brian Mbeumo on the right-hand side, as Ahmad is just after getting injured, and ironically, the players that we have on the side of that too aren't exactly fit. Nico Paz in the middle. We would be tempted to go with someone like Shabazi or something like that, but I don't think it's the right time to go with such an attempt. Marcus Rashford on the left-hand side there, who we have tried to sell like nobody's business, but it has been damn right impossible to sell him because he's on 350,000 quid a week. So he's going to walk for free, but what can you do? And we have tons of offensive capabilities, but we're going to give Francesco Camarada a chance here to do it well. If he fails, we have Sheshko and Evan Ferguson on the bench there, ready to go on. Ferguson a bit annoyed because he's not getting as many game times as we want, but you know, screw him, he can be angry for this particular moment of time. He's also not performing particularly good at the moment, even though he's on 8 goals and 1 assist. So we'll see how things end up continuing on. With a long-term consistent stipulation. What's the stipulation, Senior Duck? Is it just that you need to stick with a club for a long-term period of time, or what stipulation are you adding on to your save? Become a legend at every... Wow, that's a task and a half, my friend. I don't envy that particular equation. Hopefully, it ends up working out okay for you, but I don't envy that situation. Okay. So, I think this is the team that we're going to go with. Southampton are not a bad team. 18th in the Premier League, I know, but you can see they got a victory there over Newcastle there recently. We did beat them earlier on, but we hope that we continue on. And then they've had a mixed bag where they've been going for the time being. But they've taken out Bournemouth and they've taken out Ipswich. So they haven't had an easy run to get to where we are right now. So we have to take it careful and keep an eye. If Hartley at any point goes below 6.5, if he hits 6.4, immediately we swap him out. But we'll see how it ends up going. So wish us some luck. By the way, my friends, as is always the case, if there are any audio issues on any of the platforms from which I'm streaming, please let me know. I want to try and rectify them and improve things as fast as I can end up doing. I believe that the audio and the whole lot should be coming through correct for everything that's happening here. So please let me know if I am in the wrong there, and we can enjoy the crack as things are going on as well. PSG having the 6-4 aggregate at the moment too, going into halftime, is interesting. Musiala supposedly got a bit of an injury scare in the half as well, even though Elise is meant to be performing as one of the best players in the world at the moment as well. So, you know, you can't count a chicken until all your eggs are hatched, because as always is the case.
Shut up.
Don't you forget, you ain't won yet.
So again, in this particular case, they're playing pretty much the same team they had when we last faced off against them. The only difference, of course, being that they have to take Christopher Copps out, who is our player, and fantastic that he's performing so well for them. Like, in terms of his stats, he's good enough to go into our team at the moment, but I thought getting permanent 100% time in with Southampton will improve him more for when he comes back next season and joins us, or in January, depending on how much he improves. Senior up, my friend. What's a crack-a-lackin'? Is it all going good, Grant, and delicious with you? I hope that the crack is treating you 90. All is going good with me. We're getting into the FM save again here with United and Carabao Cup game. Our first foray into the Carabao Cup. We failed to do this last season thanks to Spurs. So this is a trophy that we aren't currently in the vicinity to do back-to-back. Our back-to-backs are, we could get 3 years in a row as the Champions League winners, or we could end up getting back-to-back in the FA Cup. But time shall tell, and let's see how she ends up going. I have to say too, one of the things I do like about FM26 is the kind of update that they've done to the likes of the Carabao Cup display and the other elements that end up coming down to it. I should say too, this has been announced to Senior Duck, but to everyone else that ends up coming in, after the Premier League season ends up finishing, I will be starting the Rags to Riches save as a way to, you know, get some football in after the Premier League finishes. So after the Premier League ends up finishing up and we see how things go, a Rags to Riches save will end up starting. So if you guys want to give any suggestions on how I should profile the manager for that Rags to Riches save, let me know. I mean, it doesn't surprise me. I didn't get a chance to properly see the tackle. Is it that the yellow card that he got should have been a red, or is it the fact that he should have gotten a second yellow card up? I'm not watching the I'm unfortunately not watching the PSG game at the moment. Ah, okay, for handball. Interesting. I mean, in those type of cases in the game like this, if it isn't an outright he meant to do it, I am of the opinion that you give the leeway, but I can understand why the rules are the rules, you need and going down it. But I don't think in football the rules should be so staunchly given. I think there should be a bit of leeway. An example of what I mean by that is, technically speaking, the ball touched Benjamin Šeško's hands in the Liverpool game. And I don't think that should have been given. It did skirt off his hands, and by the rules of the law, that should have been called out, and a card should have been given to him. But like, it is skirting, it is literally grazing his fingertips like that, and that's not particularly fair. So I think the rules need to be a bit more malleable in a game of entertainment such as this. Also, what a goal by Nico Paz. Just look at this goal right here. An absolute cannon of a shot. There wasn't a goddamn thing that Aaron Ramsdale could do about that. That is an almost perfect shot by Nico Paz. But you know yourself. You see how she ends up cooking and continue on anyway. Can we keep it though? The fact that we only have 2 shots done at the moment is semi-concerning. But we see how she ends up cooking. Paz now, and another rocket by Nico Paz, and that's what you want to see. Well, Paz is having a game of his life at the moment. Like, you have to feel sorry for Southampton, because there's nothing you can do when you have a player that's shooting with the pinpoint accuracy of what Paz is doing there. Like, that's astonishing. And to be honest, better defending should be done. But we're giving a couple of young players a chance. I'd like if Camarada was a bit more in the game, if I'm honest. But again, 12 shots taken, 3 on target. We need to be a bit more proficient in it, but we see what ends up happening. My current confirmation give me a 70% win rate over 2 clubs in 11 at bit preseason. We scored tons, but we ain't great defensively, which is like, that's not that surprising, even though you technically have a back 7 when you're in your out of play situations. But like, it's interesting that some people still state, and it looks as though it is accurate, that in this game the best formation to do is strikerless. I refuse to do it. I want to have strikers. But it seems like in this game it is still best to go strikerless. I might also start a road to glory kind of save, thinking FC Benidorm. Now, you don't have to do something to placate Benakage up now. I know Benakage is a good friend of the channel and the whole lot, but you don't have to stroke his ego, you know? You can choose a different club and just enjoy it, you know? No, I've never heard of any of them. I must admit, I've never heard of it. Okay, so Willie's not performing good enough and he's complacent, so he's coming off. That's the only change we're going to make at halftime now. Marcus Rashford could be one, but we leave it for now and we go with this. Why? I'm guessing. I love Johnny Vegas, by the way. I don't think he's as good as some people end up saying, but in general, I love Johnny Vegas. I think he has an awesome style to him and the whole lot. Dogu to Nathan the Cat. Nathan the Cat now. To Elkhorn. Elkhorn to Militao. Ramsdale getting himself into this game. Realistically, it's an awful place for a holiday, but still. Oh no, it's a town in Spain, but there's so many British people who live there. That might be one of the reasons why Spain is put in. Spain was one of the first spots in Europe to put in a devastatingly harsh holiday home tax. If you weren't in your home, I couldn't prove that you were in your home for 7 months of the year. I think they taxed you something like 20% of the house's value every year, or something astonishing like that. Like, it was a bonkersly high tax on them. Elkhorn should have done better than that. And to be honest, in a way, I don't really blame them. Because, like, holiday homes, if you're not in the home, they're not doing any justice for anyone, and that's a problem. How did Ramsdale get his hands to that ball? Dogu should have had a goal there. Well, like, that's the thing. I think the point was that there must be someone in the house within the 7 months stuck. I don't think it had to be you that was in the house. I think it was one of those situations of a bunch of British people were going over there, were renting out homes, but weren't actually in the homes, you know? And I think that was the problem that was coming around more than anything, if you get me. Apparently, British people make up 5% of the town's full population, and 800,000 British people visit each year. That doesn't surprise me at all, if I'm honest. You take our pension, etc. F off. I mean, to be fair, in this particular case, this became an epidemic for the towns that the people were in, because it literally meant that the towns needed to make money within a 3-month period of time, or they were just dead. And it became such a big problem that there are literal sections of Spain back in the early 2000s where if you didn't make your money in those 3 months, you were screwed for the rest of the year. You needed to make enough money in 3 months to sustain yourself for the 12 months, or you were gone. You know? So I can understand it in a way. Also, Frederica Corumbreda, you're an idiot. Evan Ferguson goes straight onto the pitch and scores like you were given 70 minutes. What can you do? Well, to be frank, to some of the towns, empty houses mean no business for any of the local spots. That's what I meant. Well, I mean, that's what they were trying to do. So that's their way of doing, because you can't really prove that someone is buying a house to be a holiday home, Duck. So that's why they were putting the tax in place, that if there wasn't a proper individual within the establishment for at least 7 months, that it would cause an issue, if you get me. Sesko with a nice little goal there for us, so we're getting a fantastic result out of Southampton, which is beautiful for us to see. "28 shots, 13 on target, 3 shots versus 1. Southampton have been destroyed in this game. You shouldn't punish those who bought it, not under said rule. Not fair, in my opinion. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Senior Duck. Because, like, again, if you rent it out, I think it's fine. But again, I'm not from Spain and I don't know the rule 100%. That's atrocious goal. But hey, what can you do? Just pour cement in the swimming pool. I measured it. I mean, I don't know. That seems awfully harsh. Oh, their goal got disallowed. Interesting. Nope. I'm half Irish, half asshole. I'm surprised you didn't know that. I'm genuinely surprised you didn't know that. I thought everyone knew that. But a 4-0 victory for us. Arsenal beating Chelsea. Interesting. Fabio Silva ended up having a horrendous display for them as well. But we get through to the next round of the Carabao Cup in a good formation there, a good display. That's what you want to end up happening. So we see what happens next as we continue on. Sorry, give me 1 second. Okay, this needs to be clear. You mean 2/3 arseholes as you have a bum chin?
Off is the direction you can fuck.
I don't have words. I don't have words for that level of disrespect. No, absolutely, I don't have words. I'm appalled. Absolutely appalled. I thought you were better than that, Senior Duck. I thought you had more respect. I thought you had more to you. I didn't think that you were such an ass. But I understand it now. We have to treat you with the same gloves that we do Senior Up and Mistress Katie. We have to treat you at the same level that we treat them. I'm disappointed. I'm fierce disappointed in you, my friend. But anyways, enough of contemplating what horrid nature Senior Duck ends up having. We continue on and see how things go. Senior Up, thank you so much for the subscription, my friend. You are a gent and a scholar, and you did not have to do that. It is an absolute pleasure to have had you do it. And as is always the case, when a subscription of 500 bits ends up coming in, I end up giving the awesome individual that ended up doing it 5 push-ups. So we'll do that for you now, my friend. The floor needs a wash. What can you do? Anyway, we enjoy that and we continue on and see how things end up coming together. Genuinely, though, thank you so much for the subscription. It's a pleasure to have gotten it off you, seeing you're up. It's always a pleasure whenever anyone ends up doing it for us. Genuinely, it's more than I deserve, and I love it. Crack at it tonight, my friends. I've been okay, just spent most of the day at my neighbor's. Well, hey, that's a great way to end up spending it, my friend. As I said, mine was work, followed by running. Well, not running, but getting the steps in. I'm on a new workout regimen this for the next wee while to see how things end up going, and means that my legs and the whole lot are sore, but we do what we can and continue on with greatness and efficiency, grandeur, and appeal. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, we're getting a good win there out of that particular game, and we continue on now with our next game, ironically, being one of our hardest. Last season, they systematically destroyed us in most things that we went into. Spurs, they're high on our tails this season as well, being with 8 wins so far. The best team in the league, bar us, the winners of the Premier League last season. They have an incredibly strong team for what ends up coming down. Their players have been working phenomenally well for them. And we need to hope and see that it continues to go through. It is definitely the game where we play our strongest squad. No hampering of it. No elements in it that don't end up making it to what we end up doing. We need our outright strongest squad in place. This is potentially the game of the season for us in terms of how things end up going. But we'll see how all ends up coming together. I would, to be honest with you, it's something I don't even like to joke about. Seeing you're up, that I could be the one that would end up joining Danhausen, because legitimately, I'd do it in a heartbeat. I know there's loads of stuff, and Duck is going to end up leaving because we're talking about wrestling for a second, but I know there's loads of people turning around taking the piss out of the people that have taken the pay cut from WWE and the whole lot, but like, it's some people's dream jobs, and they're still getting paid way more money than they would anywhere else, unless they end up getting a job in AEW. So I don't blame anyone for taking the check. I think he's doing a fantastic job, to be honest, Danhausen, and we'll see how it continues to go ahead. Hopefully, they don't burn it into the ground. I think the SmackDown where it was either SmackDown or Raw, I might be mixing it up with one, where they had 4 Danhausen segments in Miz's house was a bit too much. But hey, you do what comes. But for now, we're getting ourselves ready. We're getting tons of money too, which is the fantastic thing to end up seeing. Amazing what ends up happening when someone comes in, ends up giving you a solid situation that pays off most of the club's debt. It means that you're not 600 million quid in the red, but we're setting ourselves up now. Ironically, Hoyland is statistically our best striker. Factually, it's Sesko. So we'll be playing Sesko on first. We'll be having Hoyland definitely on the bench. And we'll see how things end up going here. For now, if he's fit, which he's not, damn it. We're going to play Marcus Rashford and keep Victor Rushk on the bench as a potential option for us. Evan Ferguson will be there as well, although, yes, Okay, we're actually going to make a change. We're going to go with Rasmus Højlund up front with Evan Ferguson and Sesko here because Sesko can play these options. No, we're going to go with Evan Ferguson up front. We're going to go with them. We're going to go Stiller and Adibuadi. We're going to go Mbeumo right here. Then we're going to go Militao, Ilya Zambrani, Lenny Yoro, and as sad as it is to do this to him, since he hasn't played a single game for us this season yet, we're going to take Menu off and we're going to put Patrick Dogu on because Dogu played great in the game before this. He got an assist on himself. So we'll play him in now because he might be the better option than Alex Jimenez there. So I think we go Edison, Militao, Yoro, Zambrani, Dogu, Adibuadi, Stellar, Mbeumo, Paz, Rashford, and Evan Ferguson. And that should end up working there. I believe that song request is after working. Yes, so that should come true for you now, Senior Up. Let me know if it doesn't. But I'm listening to it as well, so I should end up getting a sign of it. But I don't like going into this game with someone whose sharpness isn't up to a high enough degree. But I think we have to. So save the game beforehand, just in case the game crashes or anything goes wrong in the meantime. Then we go in and we see how we do against the people that ended up giving us the hardest time last season. They bet us twice in the Carabao Cup and in the league. We bet them twice in the FA Cup and the Champions League. So this could be the determination of how the season goes. So, wish us some luck as we get in to the massiveness that is a match versus Thomas Franks. Tottenham Hotspurs. It's weird seeing Spurs actually be a decent team. But you do what you can and you see how it continues on. I forgot how good most Bastille songs are. Like, they're genuinely unbelievably good songs. They always do well in Europe in FM spuds for the last few years. To be fair, I haven't had a save in general where they haven't been very, very good. They're good in almost every save I end up doing. Ange Postecoglou, when he was their manager in FM24, became goddamn busted. Hugo Lloris, after he becomes a manager, becomes the second coming of Pep Guardiola in terms of his stats and the whole lot. He becomes a goddamn freak of nature that will wreck you into next week if you're not careful. I don't have a skip function. Sorry, Senior Duck. I should actually, that's weird. That should work. Give it a second. Well, that's funny because maybe I don't have it active. System output words, interesting commands. Yes, I didn't have it active. That's why. Yeah. I can activate it. I just don't have it active. No, he was doing a mean. He's just trying to cover it up. He was doing a mean. But they're going with a really strong team as well. Scalvini, who is, bonkers. And they got him for a surprisingly cheap value too. Like, I think they spent 58 million on him. Yeah, they got him for bonkersly cheap. Christian Romero, who, yeah. I mean, yeah. Destiny, still probably one of the best left backs in the game. Lucas Bergvall, who is Jesus. Like, if you could get him. If you could get him. Kulusevski has also become nuts. And Kulio Mawani is probably the interesting one where you don't know. How rude, because of typos I've been called Dickie or recently. But I haven't called you any of that. I've just called you Duck. Did you say you were starting with a club for the road to glory? No, no club. So I'm going to be starting unemployed with the stats of the manager nuked. So that's why I was asking if you wanted to tell me how to set up the manager. So I'm going to start off without any licenses or anything like that and see how she ends up coming. Look to see what job I end up getting and try to be good based on that. And see if it all ends up working together and that loud things. That would be after the last week of the Premier League, if not after the Champions League final. We'll see how things end up going. Time will end up telling how that ends up going, but I'm going to end up starting it then. And we'll see how things end up going. But for now, we get into the big, bad, and delicious. We go up against Thomas Frank's Tottenham Hotspurs, and we see how things end up coming together. Wish us some good luck, because in this case, we might end up needing it. We are in Old Trafford. That, in theory, should be a benefit to us. That should end up being a net positive to us. But time will tell. We're on equal points. They have 8 wins. We have 8 wins. They're on our tails. Let's see how things end up going. Declan Rice now apparently second favourite to win the Ballon d'Or as well. I don't believe it. I believe it if they win both the Premier League and the Champions League, but I don't believe it. He's not even... Like, the thing is, I've liked Declan Rice in the whole lot, but he's not even going to win Player of the Premier League. Unfortunately, that's going... Well, depending on how you look at it. Fortunately or unfortunately, that's going to be Bruno Fernandes. He's going to win Player of the Year for England, which, you know, it's however you want to look at it and see how she ends up coming together. But for Rice, he's a phenomenal player. One of the best in England, one of the best English players that they've had in a long, long time. So you see what ends up happening and you continue to go on. But I don't think he's in line for the Ballon d'Or now, if I'm honest. If I was a betting man, if PSG win, they might give it to Ousmane Dembele again. And you see what ends up happening. Ooh, Doggo. 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 Stellar! Oh, and Vicario actually having a good display of himself. It's weird that the Vicario... Oh. Lower leg injury. That could mean a lot of things, but we'll see how it ends up coming. For now, we go with Rasmus Højlund. And we see how things end up going. I think Kane probably should win it as well. He's just after, like, this is insane. He's not even 3 years in the Bundesliga, and is already the 10th highest Bundesliga goal scorer of all time. That is absolutely ridiculous. Also, this is a battle of the midfield because nobody's getting shots off. 5. Who's 5? Oh, okay. Okay, so we're on 4 shots now. We probably need to make a change. So I think we go out wide, low crosses, discourage, and work into the ball and see if this ends up working for us, because we're not getting anywhere at the moment. It's a very equal game at the moment. A draw is a good result for us, but we really don't want to draw at the end of this. We want to get an actual result out of this. Tons of corners and nothing coming down to it. Fair to say PSG have been way more solid, but I was always of the opinion that if PSG got through this game, PSG were winning the league. Winning the Champions League, genuinely. I don't see how they don't. I don't see how Arsenal surpass PSG, if I'm honest. Okay. Okay, cool. But we'll see how things end up going. This is a bad start for us, a bad display. The fact that we've already had to make 4 changes is unfortunate. 2 of them due to injuries, 2 of them due to players performing disastrously bad. If they score now, they're winning this game, because I don't see us getting back into it, so we need to have a bit of gumption about us. Willie Kwambala with a nice tackle there. Sesko now playing way deeper than he normally would like to, but we don't really have a choice in the matter. Kwambala now up. And Sesko! Oh, he's playing as a cam and still gets the goal. Unbelievable. That is what you want to see, my friends. Unbelievable. But as is always the case,
Shut up.
Don't you forget,
Here he goes.
you ain't won
Ooh,
yet.
I'm scared.
like, we're 1-0 up now, but we need to be careful. We ain't finished yet. In fact, I'm half tempted to go cautious or defensive, but I don't think it's the move. I think once you're in a good reign of form, you stick in that reign of form and hope that... Wait, did they get Xavi? Oh, it's Xavi Simmons. I was bloody wondering. I thought it was someone else. Okay, fair enough. If they score now because you played that... Oh, you scared me for a second up. But hey. Yeah. Anyways, we're enjoying as things are going at the moment. We're about to get the win in what is probably the second, if not the most important match of the season. I'd say the one at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium is more important to win, but this is a monstrously important win to get. If we get it, it ain't finished yet. The fat lady hasn't sung, but let's hope that we can. So close, so close, and we're going to get a corner now. Can we end up getting it? Benkentor being lectured by Darren England. They've had 9 shots, 2 on target, 12 with 4 on target for us. This has not been an accuracy game. This has been a pray to the Lord that you were able to keep the midfield and win. Sesko. We're going to get a second. We're going to get a penalty. Oh, okay. As much as I don't think it's the right thing to do, I think he needs it. I think we have to give it to Rasmus Højlund. I think he needs it more than Sesko does. I think we have to give it to Rasmus Højlund. He's not our usual... Oh no, there ain't a chance in hell Edison is getting a goal. Not a chance. I want to win this game. But we're going to give Rasmus Højlund the goal, see if he can score it. He's going to be ruined if he doesn't. Rasmus. And there we... You know, you're not actually wrong on that up. He actually is phenomenally good at it. But again, we got the result that we wanted to. 2-0 up. Rasmus ends up getting a bit of confidence into him as well. We have 3 strikers clicking now at the moment, even if Evan Ferguson is out injured now. So we might only have 2 strikers clicking, but we still have them clicking, and that's how you want it to be. So, 2-0 victory at Old Trafford versus the reigning defending Premier League champions, as sickening as it is to state that it is actually Tottenham that are that. We go now and we see how things end up going with a phenomenal result for us. Oh, they capitulated towards the end. 3-0. This score does not register the effect of this game. This has not been a 3-0 victory type game for us. But at the end of the day, you take the result that comes towards you. An absolutely beautiful result for us. This is what we needed and what we were after getting. A result of perfection. Wait until you see we'll blow it against a random team at some point in time later on throughout the division. But for now, we're in the hot seat. Things are going well for us. A good result versus what has been our strongest opposition thus far. And you have to say that it's a pleasure to end up seeing it. 9 wins for us. 8 wins for Spurs, and we continue on now and see how things end up going. Ferguson's out for quite a while, but we leave him to the physio and we see what ends up happening. You never give the injections too much of a chance of it becoming a proper injury state if you end up doing that. You always make sure you have enough in the backlog that you can end up doing well without it. We spent 50 million on him, so he'd want to be doing well on in Reading. We've spent way too much money on him, by the way. Spent way too much money on him. But his stats are unbelievable for 18 years of age, and we'll see what ends up happening. Yes. So he might be moving in the January window, if we're honest. But we'll see what ends up happening. Good result now for us. 2 games in, 2 wins in, Champions League now, Real Hispatalis. How do you pronounce it? Hispatalis. Is that how you pronounce it? Hispatalis? But we have a Champions League match in next, which means we're giving one of our goalkeepers a go now, and we need to decide who to give it to. I think Quinton is available for the Champions League. If he isn't, then I made a mistake for the Carabao Cup, but still. Real Betis. Is that Real Betis? Okay. Why is it spelt that way if it isn't? Like, I thought Real Betis was spelt Real Betis. Like, is it an FM thing that they're spelt that way, or is that the actual way that Spanish club is spelt? Licensing, maybe. Well, that's what I'm wondering, if it's that way. Okay, fair enough. Then that makes sense. You know, if that's the case, then that's it. Because I know I've seen Anthony Dos Santos playing there before. I don't think he's there now. In fact, I know he's not there. I think Anthony was sold to PSG or something like that in this save. In fact, I'll check it after this. But yeah, I also know that some of the other clubs that stick to the way that they end up going is different as well. Anthony, A-N-A, not S, Craic, A-N-T-O-N-Y. I'm almost positive you can find him this way. Maybe not. Yeah. So Anthony was sold to goddamn PSG. Why? Heaven forbid if I know. He's only played 2 games from the bench. He's had fairly good games from coming on for them. Why they bought him, I won't know. He had 8 performances in the 60 million that they spent on him and scored 0 goals. He's only had 2 this season. I don't know why they bought him, but we did get a wee bit of money off him, so that's nice. Thomas Tuchel is called something else, and company is in this game. Yes, and I believe Bayern still have company as their manager. Wrong one, Craic. Yeah, Ronnie Falale is company. The other thing too is I didn't realize Vincent Kompany was Belgium. But yes, we checked it up before because obviously he played for City and Eintracht Frankfurt and all that type of crap. But like, yeah, this is Vincent Kompany. They haven't sacked him yet. And to be fair, I wouldn't either. His stats are very, very good. See, some media companies offering 50k salary for someone to sit in the middle of Times Square and watch. Can you find me a link to that, Senior, up? Because I'll happily accept that offer. I'll sit in the middle of Times Square and let anyone that wants to come up and talk to me for that amount of money. I do think it's kind of daft. Well, in a way I do, in a way I don't. I understand why people have control over their own licensing, but like at the same point in time, it is daft that for these type of games that you can't get the licensing for some players. Fox are hiring. Oh, okay, interesting. A football fan to watch every World Cup match. Okay, well, I'm going to end up reading that straight afterwards and see if I can apply for it, which I know that I can't, but you know, It's about soccer, not Gaelic, so Craic has no clue. To be fair, I know next to nothing about Gaelic either. The Ga means absolutely bloody nothing to me. I love the idea of the Ga, and to be fair, when it releases, I might end up playing the Ga game that's coming out on Steam. I might end up playing the Ga game. But to be honest, I know next to nothing about the Ga. I believe I have it on my wish list. Give me a second and I'll look. How do you look at one's wish list again? Wish list here. Then we look down through these. You're just after releasing. That's good. Also, by the way, I feel sorry for anyone that signed up for the re-release of the Steam controller. It sold out in 30 seconds flat like that. You weren't able to get it if you weren't dead on the account in order to get it, which was really, really sad. Yes, so this game here, I might be in the keyword. There's no obligation that I'll end up doing it. I might in the future end up doing this. Yeah, so I might in the future end up playing this game here, because to be fair, it looks interesting. Like, it's PS2 graphics and the whole lot, but like this game ain't exactly much better. But you know, the fact that the developer is called Bok Egypt is absolutely fascinating. It has a cool old style to it on the whole lot, and we might end up giving it a go just for the gish to see what it's like. And you know, considering it's a bit of the Ga, we'll see how the Craic ends up coming through. We might give it a go. Like, it's releasing in 3 weeks' time. We'll see how it ends up coming. It does say that it requires a controller to play, but like, it looks somewhat interesting. So we might actually end up giving it a gawk and see if she ends up coming down. It is kind of going for the idea that it's going to be a FIFA kind of showcase. But hey, we'll see how things end up going, you know? We'll see how things end up going. Potentially, that might be something comes onto the stream later on. I show a video of Speed mugging off a Gaelic player. It was hilarious. I mean, look, say what you want to about Speed. Also, give me 1 second. Say what you want to about Speed. The fact that in his African tour there the other day, he ended up on stream fainting 2 times, and his bodyguard and clientele that were around him didn't tell him to finish the goddamn stream. Screw your goal of streaming in 5 different something like 5 different countries in the same day. Screw your goal. We need to make sure you're okay. Is a different kettle of fish. Like, you have to feel a wee bit sorry for the poor fool that he went through that. But hey, what can you do? I mean, he's probably the most influential streamer of all time at the moment. He probably has a greater social zeitgeist than PewDiePie and the whole lot. He's probably the most famous. He's probably the most famous streamer of all time. Like, even mainstream media is getting into him. Like, the fact that he ended up doing the Logan Paul jump and had a match at Mania is a showcase of how he's getting into the mainstream publicity. So, you know, you see what ends up happening. He has a death wish. I'll advise close supporters, or at worst, has no brain cells on his visors doing, similar to Sonic. You okay there, Steam? Done with unbelievable skill. Almost got his head caved in, having his head out of a moving vehicle instead. I'm a professional streamer. I mean, to be fair, He didn't. His head was never close to any of those poles. It's just camera angles that made it look different. But I can understand why you would think that. And to be honest, it's daft. It's something you shouldn't end up doing. He was doing it because the inside of the bus looked crap. And he shouldn't have done it. He shouldn't have done it. That's not me placating that he was right for sitting out of this bloody window of a moving vehicle. You should never do that. But to make the persuasion that he was actually in danger, that he actually almost hit himself, it just isn't the case. That isn't what ended up happening. But like, you know, you should keep yourself inside of the goddamn bus whilst it's moving, so that there isn't any issues, you know. Okay, so we made a mistake with Quinton. We should have played Quinton in the Southampton game. So in the next Carabao Cup, we'll play St. Quinton. But for now, we'll continue on and see how things go. Militao, we're not going to play in this game because he's still slightly injured. Alex Jimenez hasn't had a direct go yet. So in this particular case, we're going to go with Festus up here. I know it's stating that he has... I don't know why it's stating that he has no ability there. That's literally where he's training at the moment. In fact, we've changed his positioning to be there, haven't we? In his training. Yeah. Interesting. So we'll try Festus there. It's probably a mistake, but we'll try it. With... Aiden Heaven. Yes, Dogu's unregistered. Kumbala there. So we go with you there. Alex Jimenez up there. Heaven up here. We go Aiden Heaven there. And we're going to take your... We're going to take... Yeah. So we're going to go Festive Waywell, Euro Godot Heaven. Matev. And Gibson. Might be going too weak here, by the way. But we're going to give it a go anyway. We're going to give Frederica Camareda another attempt at striking. And this might be his last one for the season, by the way. Ellington on the wing there, which again, we might be going too light here. We might be shooting ourselves in the foot quite strongly here. But Ellington, so that we can go in Buemo on the left, Paz in the middle, and Camarada up front. We might be going significantly too weak here, but we're going to try it and see how she ends up turning out. We have Sesko there to take it if we need to. Yep. So, yes. Let's chance our arm at this. We don't want to have our first loss. We're potentially going significantly too weak right now, which could lead to our first loss, but we'll see what ends up happening. Jure and Roos offer two defenders, PSG. I mean, why not? You already have a 2-goal buffer. There's 10 minutes left. Why not park the bus? Why not park the bus? You're making it to the final. You have no real obligation to do any more than what you've been doing. Why not park the bus at this point? You know? I kind of respect it in a way. If I'm honest, seeing you're up. But hey, you know, whatever ends up working. You go what ends up coming down and you see how she ends up working. Have you been doing any FM saves yourself in the last wee while up? I have to say it too. Desiree Diore is a phenomenal player. For someone of his youth, it's kind of unbelievable how well he is. For 20 years of age, the ability that he has is unbelievable. And I genuinely think one of the worst things United ever did was let PSG purchase João Neves. I love João Neves. There's not a chance in hell we'd be able to convince him to leave PSG, because why would he? But if you could convince him to leave PSG, he'd be my ideal midfielder for us as a replacement to Casemiro. Okay, so in we go again. We have a much weaker team than we'd normally end up putting down, like much weaker team. But we're doing well so far. We have a perfect win rate, and we'll hope that it continues on even with this weaker team. Nico Paz has been having phenomenal displays. Aiden Heaven has actually been good when he's been on that wing side. The main weakness of the defense there would be Festus Waywell, but he's performed well when we've ended up putting him down there. Hardly would be a bit of a concern too, because he's not as staunchly, resolute as Edison, but he's been playing well as he's been down there. Gibson and Kishlak have been doing phenomenal with each other as well. And Ellingen is a newish enough signing and looks like he'd be a thing. I mean, Karfashkeli would want to be phenomenal. Like, they spent, 80 million on him on the January transfer window when they bought him? Say what you want to about the fact that PSG haven't really been signing Galacticos. They haven't not been signing Galacticos at the same point in time as well. They've been signing properly, high-strung players. They're just not media-intensive players. They just don't hold the media's attention like nobody's business. Also, what a goal by Godot. What a header. That's how you want to see a goal coming from a corner. Kishlak with a picture-perfect header, or picture-perfect corner, and Godot just wallops it in past Valles. I mean, I wonder how Harry Kane feels now. About the fact that he's out of the Champions League. I don't think this would be enough to convince him to leave, but based on what I know, I think his contract is soon-ish coming up. I think he only has one more year on his contract. What the hell happened there? Gee Louise, what happened there? We almost conceded an own goal there. I think that was a Heaven almost own goal, or was it Godot? One of the two of them almost scored an own goal anyway. That's insane. Either way, I think it's the midfield battle that we're losing. Which is interesting. This is just a case of Betis' strikers are just not performing at the level you'd expect of a team like Betis. Gibson now. Back to Euro. Euro has a card too, so we're going to need to take him off soon enough. Maybe at halftime, considering he's on a 6.6. Ellington to Waywell. Ellington, and Camarada gets his goal. Beautiful. Wonderful to see for the young kid to get his goal. I mean, you say that. I like Nicholas Jackson, and Camarada has his goal disallowed. My God, Camarada, you're never getting a goal, are you? You poor, poor fool. You're never getting that goal. It's so tight. Oh, Camarada. Ellington was so close to. I mean, I like Nicholas Jackson. I don't think he's that bad. Although it is funny, that kind of like how Marcus Rashford is trying to repair things with us. Set himself up for a return to United to work with us and do well, considering he now knows Barcelona isn't going to sign him. It is funny that Nicholas Jackson, that Chelsea are kind of harpooning the fact that they are happy to bring him back as well, which is very, very funny. 2-0 up at halftime. Good result for us. Big kind of defensive mistake there by Dominique, giving it to Nico Paz, and Nico Paz has just been next level this season. He has been everything that we wanted him to be last season. Also interesting how some Sunderland fans want to change of manager. I didn't hear Sunderland fans complaining about him. Like, I thought Labrise was doing. I thought everyone was resolute on the fact that Labrise was doing a good job at Sunderland. You know, like, I don't know. Maybe you've seen something I didn't. I didn't hear about that. They're idiots, to be honest. Absolute idiots to have that opinion of him. I know the second half of the season has died down a bit, but they're idiots to have that opinion. Some of them say he's taken them as far as he can. What, with one season in the Premier League with Premier League money? I don't know, they're idiots. No, I'm not. I'm not shooting you saying you're up. I'm just stating that they're idiots. He needs at least another season before you're able to have that declaration. Ooh, okay. You know things are bad for them when they're making 3 substitutions like that. And Camarada, unfortunately, might need to come off as well, which is slightly unfortunate. I mean, it's done now. I don't see. Well, I mean, they easily could, but I don't see Bayern Munich scoring 2 goals now. I don't see it. I think it's done and dusted. I think PSG, they've obviously parked the bus, and we'll see what ends up happening. Although it'd be really funny if Lennart Carl ended up getting the goal for them. Nicholas Jackson and Lennart Carl ended up getting the goals for them, but I don't see it. When you're bringing on an 18-year-old, when you're 2-0 down, in order to help you out, I understand age is just a number, so it shouldn't matter, but it does matter, my friends. And you know, you have to be careful about it. Also, I forgot too that Seni Malulu was a part of PSG. PSG have an absolute dynamite of a kid as an understudy for Nuno Mendes. Absolute dynamite of a kid. God, Camarada is so bad. His stats depict that he should be good, but he's so bad. Like, he's going to go down to 6.4 in a minute, or 6.3 in a minute. It's just one of those players that just has no bloody luck. Every time I play him, he looks like he could have something. He gets disallowed goals, or he's just in the wrong position or something like that. It's just so unlucky. I don't know if you blame that on Mbuemu's run or Heavens trying to intercept. I don't know. Gibson, Heaven, Gibson, the referee getting in Gibson's way. And good save by their goalkeeper, even if Kalash kind of did put it directly at the keeper. I wonder if that was Nico, Nathan the Cat, if Nathan the Cat would have scored. That seems like the type of goal Nathan the Cat might have scored. Oh, Ellington. Oh, Valdez with a beautiful, beautiful stop. The 18-year-old seems to be doing well for himself, I must admit. 6-0 to Real Madrid. Oh my god. Riquelme. Okay. Festus doing an okay job, although he should have continued on. The ball was still in play, Festus. Oh, that was almost a goal. Ooh, scary that. Okay, we need to make some changes. Yeah, their goalkeeper having a fantastic display, and of course Camrada is just dusted, isn't he? So Camrada off, Mbwemu off, Heaven off, Yoro off for Willie, and we'll keep one just in case. So 4 substitutions like that at the 60th, 70th minute. Let's see if they end up working for us, getting us a wee bit more out of them. I mean, it seems like a stalemate in the midfield now. Alphonso Davies has really lost his way. Well, Alphonso Davies hasn't really been, like, proper since he got injured 2 or 3 years ago. I would say even longer than that. I'd say Alphonso Davies hasn't really been the player that people expected him to be since he done that live stream about 3 years ago. I can't even remember who he done it with. But he done a live stream a couple of years ago talking about how he doesn't listen to any of the people. He just focuses on his football. And ever since then, he's kind of been crap. I liked Alphonso Davies, but he has fallen to the wayside, which is somewhat unfortunate. Oh my God, Godot. We're just lucky that their strikers are shite, because they easily should be 2-2 after that. Like, why they moved Ez Abde up to striker instead of Hernandez is a miracle. Miracle. Because we should have been drawing at that. Godot made an atrocious mistake, and thankfully their striker just didn't do anything with it. I don't know what the hell they were thinking there, but we got blessed. Blessed by the end of that goddamn match. I mean, kinda, yeah. But it's funny, too, because the amount of supporters that will be on their side, too, just so the Arsenal fans don't go nuts. Because I know Goldbridge is a bit of a petty prick anyway, but I know he was mentioning that there's been 5 teams that have won the Champions League, have not lost a single game throughout the entirety of the campaign, and the Arsenal fans are acting like it's their invincible season, the fact that they're going to potentially win the Champions League without having lost a game. And he's not 100% wrong. They are kind of overblowing the pudding a bit, but it's 20 years since your last Champions League final and you have the option of winning it. You can hardly blame the fans, you know? I mean, you can say that if you want to, but you can only face what comes up against you. And Atletico Madrid did take out one of the best teams in the world in Barcelona. It's not Arsenal's fault that Barcelona decided to have an off day against one of the rivals in Spain. Like, Barcelona are 11 points ahead of Real Madrid. You can only beat what's in front of you. And Arsenal have beaten what's in front of them, you know? Yeah, but, like, that caveat will always be put into place. There's not really much you can end up doing with that caveat. That's just always going to be the case. Did they have a release clause of 180? 148 million? Or, because, like, genuinely, I'd love to get him. Yeah, because he has a release clause. There's no way we can afford it, but I'd love to be able to spend that on him. Well, yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, you never know. You go up against what's there and you see what happens. Yeah, like, you know, at the end of the day, I do think the overblown, like, my only problem with Arsenal is My only problem is the fact that they're praising it like it's an invincible season when 5 other teams have done the unbeaten reign to winning the Champions League, and more so the fact that they're stupidly acting like they've already won it. That's the other thing. An awful lot of Arsenal fans are ridiculously stupidly acting like they've already won it. PSG are not going to be an easy run. Factually, that isn't true. Like, Atletico Madrid were crap yesterday. Sporting Lisbon are not a bad team. They're not a bad team. And Leverkusen aren't a bad team either. Leverkusen have just been going through bad situations. Are they the same level as what Bayern and PSG have went through? No. But like, Sporting are third in their league. Porto and Benfica are the only teams above them. Leverkusen are not a bad team. I refuse to believe what anyone ends up saying about it. The only problem with Bayern Leverkusen is the fact that half their team was sold amongst them. Like, they're 4th in the Bundesliga. I know they're miles behind Bayern Munich, but everyone is miles behind Bayern Munich. Like, they're only 9 points off of Borussia Dortmund. Like, they're not a bad team. Ooh, the spice has hit the fan. 94th minute, Harry Kane with a goal. 1 more minute left. Can he get another one and make it go to extra time? Ooh, the spice. There's still spice in this bag, my friends. That's interesting. That's genuinely interesting. Genuinely interesting. That's awesome. You love to see that type of little spice, but it might be too little too late for Harry Kane to have gotten that goal. It'll be interesting now to see if the referee gives much more time. Like, for the rule of the game, you'd almost want another 2 to 3 minutes added just to see whether or not they'd score. But by right, you said 5 minutes. The bell should be gone like that. If you can get an image of it, post it, my friend. I obviously haven't seen it. Okay. So it's interesting that Jaden is coming across as having trouble with Bayern Munich, because he's a good player. We were looking at him before Bayern Munich ended up signing, because he was with Palace and they got him for 41 million quid. And he has the potential to become a very, very good player. Well, it feels like he's fallen down through the wayside a bit. Oh, it probably will be up. Everyone, like, there's sleuths that are able to catch crap like that immediately and post it up. I wish I had that ability to do it. But like, if I was to start doing wrestling actual content now, I'd love to be able to do it, but I'm not quick enough at doing the editing and all that to be proper on TikTok or proper to end up doing it. And it's not easy to blow up either. So, you know, screw it. I'm never going to be that type of thing. Convenient time for Marinakis to get a cramp. I mean, dark arts, my friend, dark arts. You have to perform them. Winners perform the dark arts. Winners perform the dark arts. Jose Mourinho will say it best. The dark arts are there to be used. You must use them when they come around. You know? Leg cramp galore. Fucking play away with it whilst you can. So, I'm of the opinion now that it's going to be a Paris Saint-Germain double. But time shall tell if they are able to do it. I am of the opinion it's going to be a Paris Saint-Germain double. Okay, so we're back in the Premier League. I'm actually half tempted to give Quinton the game, but Brentford are not a bad team, so we're not well... No, stop being daft, Craic. Quentin, so we go with Edison, Militao, Ilya Zambrani, and Lenny Yoro. And instead of Jimenez, we go with Aiden Heavens. So who do we swap here? Move you there. There, Godot there. So I think he needs a rest because he hasn't really gotten one in a bit. So I think we give Ilya Zambrani the rest and play Matthias de Ligt. And then Godot will be the replacement there. Alex Jimenez will be the replacement there and put Aiden Heaven on here. So we go Militao, Yoro, de Ligt, and Heaven. Hey, by the way, because I haven't seen the game, you'll have to expand on me. Why do you think the referee has had a howler? Senior up. What specifically did the referee do that was wrong that constitutes it being a howler? Okay, I think we're going to change up to a different vibe now. Just getting a bit too tame. I mean, I did. Maybe I just missed something because I didn't really notice anything about the screenshot. Senior Duck. LOL, games having a derp moment. Don't realize we started with 11 men. 11 player gain credible draw against... Oh, so normally it states that when one player gets sent off. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Bayern should have had a free kick right on the edge of the box, only within 30 seconds at the end. Okay, fair enough. Again, I'd have to go back and have a look at them. I haven't seen them, so I can't really comment. What's your fitness time? 45 minutes, then we're still not doing it. As annoying as that is. So, yes, we'll go Brian Mbuemo, Nico Paz, Benjamin Sesko, Rasmus Hoyland. Unfortunately, this now means that Camrada is our striker assistance, which is dangerous, but acceptable. Gibson is there. I think we need Paz to have a bit of a break as well. So I think we're going to go with Kobe Manu in the cam position and see how that goes and swap if we need to. Although I'm very happy for Enrique as he's a top manager who's been through a lot. Like what? I don't know much about Luis Enrique. What's he been through? I know there's still a plethora of people out there that think that United will pay to get him out, but I don't think so. Ah, okay, fair enough. I don't know anything about that, so I can't comment. I can't comment. I don't know whether or not that's true or not.
Off is the direction you can fuck.
I'm not 100% sure what that was related to, Senior Duck, but if it's your game, fair enough. Oh, okay. It's your game. What did it do to you? What did it do to you, Senior Duck? Shall I bring out Dr. Craic for you? Because he can appear if you want. Because I do actually have the glasses here, funnily enough, and I am wearing a waistcoat, so... But, you know. But no, what ended up happening anyway, my friend? To be fair, the fact that you might get sappy is absolutely hilarious. Tio, my friend, what's a crack-a-lackin'? Is it all going good, Grant, and delicious with you? Really? He has the potential to become a phenomenal player. Rico Henry, too, is kind of surprising that he's being dropped. I suppose they're playing Aaron Hickey in replacement of him, which means Nathan... No, Kaede is there. Oh, this is Kaede and Aaron Hickey. That makes sense. But how's life treating you these days anyway, Tio? Is it all going good, grand, delicious? Beto is a good striker, so that makes sense, even if he is 30. And then I have no idea who this kid is. 18. Ooh, okay. Okay. We have to keep an eye on you. What are these stats? I'm doing well, my man, Tio. Just kept going grand, enjoying a bit of streaming, enjoying life, working away in the gym, you know, all the gains in the world, and just seeing how things go. I mean, Naraku is a fine name. I don't know if he has any particular meaning behind it. Like, I know that in Japan it means Hell's Abyss, the underworld, the lowest point, so effectively means evil without being called evil. So it fits him. I know some people were turning around saying that Naraku probably is a better name than evil, but like that's because an awful lot of uncultured people won't really know what Naraku is. But in general, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with Mason. I don't have a problem with Mason. God, what's the second name? Mason Rook. I don't have a problem with Mason Rook either. My only potential issue with Mason Rook is Mason Rook, because you had Mason Ryan quite a long time ago. I think an awful lot of people might end up mixing it up in that rotation, but in general, it doesn't really matter. It'll take a while for him to get into his place. I think he's one of those unfortunate people that doesn't have the right look. That baby face doesn't suit. If he could get facial hair, he's a monster. He's a monster. But you know, you do what you can and you move with what you have. What are you up to yourself these days anyway, Tio? Are you up to anything exciting? Are you still in school? Or are you working away nowadays? But yeah, we'll see what ends up happening. He has the potential anyway, Mason Rook, to be something great. I like the intensity that he has. We'll see how much NXT and WWE nuke his style, but like there's so much of a change happening in NXT at the moment that you will see where it ends up going. I mean, nothing wrong with that, my friend. It's a fine old establishment, and so long as you get what you want at the end of it, go into a creed or go into a partnership or a trade or school, it's all that matters, because the sad truth is most of the people that you know in school leave you anyway, and you won't be keeping them around. So, you know, just move on and enjoy life. Might need to lose some weight for the main roster. I don't think so, because you have the likes of Otis that's there. It's just a matter of will it limit him potentially in the future, but we'll see what ends up happening. I mean, it is unfortunately a sad truth, Theo, but I mean, if you maintain your own personality, you keep yourself up to your creed and what you end up liking and enjoying, you'll find more people that are in your social circles, and you'll make new people, you'll build better friends, you'll continue on, and, you know, this too shall pass, so there'll always be someone there on the horizon. And if not, then you always have the Craic here to annoy you. I don't think that Mason will have an issue with his size up, because you have the likes of Otis, you have the likes of Bronson Reed, who were that size and are able to get away with it. It's just he needs to change a bit of his aesthetic. Ooh, sorry. Just that they moved schools for their final year, and you know, making new friends and the whole lot. And I was just saying how it doesn't really matter because in every stage of life you'll make new friends, you'll make new equations. They don't particularly stick. And those that are the close ones, you'll be lucky if you get 5 or 6 of them in your life, or even 2 or 3. And you'll always find more. And if you don't, there's always here the crack to annoy your hole. So that's basically what I was saying. I was only thinking about you the other day. I remember when you used to say to Ollie and I about, yeah, you know yourself, like, life is too short to be worrying about the little crap. Just, you know, remember in Ireland, you can do anything in this country. It just takes longer to end up doing it, and everything will become better, you know? So that's the way to do it. Yeah, well, that's the thing about it. Unless you're like me and you're just an annoying asshole that pisses absolutely everyone off and then becomes a streamer so that you can end up talking to people instead. But, you know, that's an entirely different kettle of fish. I'm joking, by the way. God, come on, guys. Oh, what a goal by Militao. Oh, that's picture perfect. Oh, that's chef's kiss. That's his first one of the season. That is chef's kiss of a goal. Look at this again. Just a rocket, and nothing Quave Keller can do about it. Have you any idea, Tio, what you're going to end up doing after you finish school? Also, by the way, you said earlier on, and I completely blanked it, that you were doing a short story, that you got through a short story. What short story was it? Was it one that you writ? Was it just that you were reading short stories? What type of stuff were you doing, my friend? And your purple cloak was so memorable. I mean, to be fair, there's awful lot of my crap that's memorable, Senior Teo. You know yourself, waistcoats, the whole shebang. Just enjoying the whole lot of it. And the carpentry for me up school, to be honest, a fantastic route to go down. There's a big kind of pull now for that kind of artistry point of view. If you want to go down through the woodworking elements of getting a piece of wood and creating it into its own individual structure, that's phenomenally big now. But like genuine carpentry work, people are trying to go back for it. The only thing to remember when going into that type of thing is to recognize your own value. And as is always the case, when going into a trade like that, unless you're going out with someone, just remember the only way to make money is to lose it. As sad of a statement as that is, when you're going out on your own, you ain't making money if you ain't in debt. You have to be in debt to make money. Kind of a comedy from the point of view of a dog. You know, the biggest comedy I can think of is how much is that doggy in the window, because I used to listen to that all the goddamn time. But hey, what can you really do? But yeah, the other good thing about being out where you are now, Teo, is based on what I know of that particular establishment, it has a fairly good woodworking organization, so it'll help you there as well. Although 90% of the crap that you learn there, you will be useless, absolutely useless when you get into actual carpentry. Yes. Okay, cool. 3 substitutions for us, which is ironic because we're the team that's winning, but you kind of need to pull the gun in games like this where they're a bit too lax. Where were we offside there? I completely missed where we were offside there, but hey, you continue what's going on. Why would we tell our striker to shoot more? Yes, so I have obviously this big boy that I've had before. So then after I had my head injury, I got Death Can Have Me When She Earns Me. Then I got a clock that strikes at midnight so that something new will always end up happening. The Infinity Eye that I got when I went to Thailand. And then I went to Vegas for WrestleMania. So I am after getting a poker chip that's still healing, to be fair, with WM on it for WrestleMania. My idea was everywhere that I traveled, I wanted to get a tattoo. So we'll see what ends up happening. At the moment, though, I'm in discussions with a potential tattoo artist about getting the leg done for a competition. So I might be getting the entirety of the outside region of my left leg, or not left leg, right leg done in a kind of Dragon Ball's silhouette. So we'll see how that ends up going. And oh, are we lucky that that's offside? I don't know how the hell that's offside. That isn't offside to me. 10 subs for a Greg sausage roll tattoo on your neck. Not a chance in hell. I've learnt from Cody Rhodes, I ain't putting a tattoo on my neck if I can help it. Unless I end up getting the full fucking thing connected together. I mean, to be fair, it's actually not a bad suggestion. But nah. The other thing too is I'd have to actually have a Greg sausage roll first. You might, oh no, they're going to score. Yep. You might shoot me for this one, seeing you're up, but I've never actually had a Greg sausage roll. What do we do here, actually? I'm not sure what we do here. A bean, cheese, and sausage melt, on the other hand. Never had it. I have to, at some point in time, go to Greg's and actually try some other stuff. It's just I've never been to a Greg's. I've passed by a Greg's, but I've never went one. No bother, my friend. It was a pleasure talking to you, Tio. If you ever pop in again, I'm always up for the conversation. Make sure your crack is 90, my friend. Schlongafol, and as is always the case, Pog Mahon. Have a fantastic time, my friend. Goal by Kobe Manu. The joys of it. Also, there's one for your repertoire, Tio, to just say it to everyone. Pogue my home, because why the hell not? I need to save up for 20k again, it seems. I mean, the timeout is funny, to be honest. If you want to spend bits, I have a voice that mimics me, so you can end up doing a voiceover that uses my voice. It should be working now, unless it isn't, but it should be working. I mean, 2-1 win against Brentford is not good enough, but considering how we've been performing in this game, we will happily accept it. Oh. Paz, Stellar, a booty. Ooh, nasty. Take him out. Oh my God, I don't have words. You could see it happening. Willie Quambala, you absolute fool. Like, you had so much space to take him out. Oh my God. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. Oh, we're going to draw, aren't we? Yep. Well, it was bound to happen sooner rather than later. But what that basically means is the victory versus Spurs is now already practically null and void. But you do what you can, you see what happens. Just to be the sad truth is, even with looking at these stats that don't tell the story, we honestly probably deserve that. But that's horrific. Absolutely horrific that it came at such a horrible time. Now we have to hope that Spurs maybe capitulated as well, but I don't see it. I genuinely don't see it. I think they're going to be back on our heels. Now we still have a point. We still have 2 points on them because obviously we bet them, but still, such an annoying draw. Such an annoying draw to end up getting through. So we will advance one day and have a look and see how Spurs ended up doing. I mean, I don't know. The defense seems quite weird in this game. It seems like they've tweaked. Like, defense was never FM, in my opinion, was never FM's strong suit. But I think the defense is awful in this game. That they don't do anything of any particular ways. You know. And like your goalkeepers, either hands of Midas or complete and utter tripe. Yeah, I knew it. The luck couldn't hit us. They had to win. So they're on our coattails again. Now, you do what you can and you see what ends up happening, but it's unfortunate that it ended up going through. We still have the lead on them in the league, but again, it's just unfortunate that it comes around this way, you know? Now, Slavia Prague should be a team that we have no problem beating. We will probably go weak against them as well, ironically, even though we drew the last game. Both for experience on the other players and the fact that Everton are actually a fairly strong team. I mean, yeah, it was. I do think back in the day, FIFA 08 to FIFA 12 was the best soundtracks that FIFA ended up doing. But I actually think my favorite FIFA soundtrack was FIFA Street, the original FIFA Street. I think that was a goddamn goated OST. I genuinely think that was one of the best OSTs that's ever been put down on a sports game. Maybe behind Shut Your Mouth. WWE Shut Your Mouth, because I love every single song in Shut Your Mouth. I don't really get why the team are pissed with Matthias de Ligt. We've been trying to sell Matthias de Ligt for the past season and a half, and nobody's really come in for him. So I'm not really sure what they expect me to do. You know? But, you know, whatever. Anyway. And we go again with Prague. Oh. That's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. Because Quentin didn't play the goddamn game. Ugh. Yeah, and I'm almost positive Dennis did another game today. Game was Dennis in. Okay, well, Edison is getting in. That's just shocking. Okay. That's hilarious. That's genuinely hilarious. Well, Festus, you're getting another wee go, my friend. That's actually bloody hilarious. Then Matthias Delict and in Heaven with Euro over there. So what's actually after happening is I don't have Quentin registered for then Benny, just before you lurk, my friend, I hope. Before you lurk, when you come back, let me know and I'll immediately do your push-ups for you. Thank you so much for the subscribe, my friend. Let me know when you're in and I'll do the push-ups for you so you can actually end up seeing them. And then I'll give you your proper glow up and thanks and the whole lot for the lurk. But basically, Quentin isn't registered. Charlie was used for the under 18s and Dennis was used for the under 21s. So I can't use Dennis there. So Edison actually has to be used, which is hilarious. Okay, so Booty's not being used. We're going with Kishlak and Nathan DeCat, which is there. Nico Paz is going to be taken off and Kobe Menu played in his place. Bruno is injured, so he's not coming with us. Who do we take instead? Morgan. Okay, fine. He'll never play, but better there than Bruno. I don't want to bring someone who's even slightly injured. Sesko will replace with Victor Rushk. Mbuemu there. And Hoyland will replace for one last time. If you do not score here, Camarada, you probably won't be getting another game. We're probably loaning you out and seeing what ends up happening. But let's see how things end up happening now as we go up against Slavak Prague. Funny that a youngster ends up having an actual bloody number that they want. Okay. So, saved up. Team's warming up now, and then we're getting into this game. We'll see how we do. After a disappointing draw, can we come back with another win? Hopefully. This is taking forever to load. It's the first game that we've had this stream that's taken forever to load. I mean, I can't complain up with how the gym has been going. We're after changing to a new workout now because give me 1 second. We're changing the workout because over the top it's what's it called again? The Irish School of Wrestling is posting a posting a wrestling open shop in June. And at the moment, I'm thinking of going to it. And I'm only going to purchase tickets for it if I'm going to be fit enough for it. So we're trying to see whether or not I can get fit enough for that period of time so that I can end up joining it. Well, it's not already sold out, is it? July. It definitely is hosting it again, isn't it? I'm almost positive I've seen it. Yes. So they're doing it at the end of June. So I'm thinking of going to that and see what'll end up happening, and giving it a go and just trying to see how that ends up going. So we'll see if I'm fit enough to end up doing it. I'll know by then. I don't want to spend the 80 quid on it in case I'm not fit enough to do it. But we'll wait and we'll see. And if I'm fit enough, I'll end up going and doing that. I work with a PT. I've absolutely no problem giving his name because he has no problem with me doing it, even if this one might end up doxing my actual name. I work with a PT by the name of Gavin Meenan. Fantastic individual. Genuinely gent and a scholar, and I love working with him. So, yeah. Work with him, and I've been getting gains every now and again, and we'll just see how it ends up coming. So you try and you see what ends up happening. Yes, I'd like more improvements than what I have. In my case, the improvements have been slower than I'd like, but again, since the 9th of December 2020, I have went from 24 stone to 17 stone. So, there are more improvements to be made, but it's not like we're in a bad run of form, So we keep the goals going and see how it ends up happening. I do plan for the TikTok and stuff like that, eventually posting up more actual gym exercises and stuff like that and adding in more of that. It's one of the reasons why I was talking with Serranus. Potentially, if I'm able to set up the IRL streaming shtick, I might end up doing an actual stream in a gym or something like that. We'll see what ends up happening if the cost potential isn't too much and stuff like that. But, for now, that's the way things are going, and we'll hope that all ends up being good, grand, and delicious, and go that way and see how it cooks, But I can't complain with it. You keep at it, you enjoy it while you're at it, and that's it. Do you do any gym work yourself, Senior Up? Oh, by the way, I should mention this beforehand. I have a tendency to call everyone senior, senorita, or mistress. If anyone has a problem with any of that, please let me know. The last thing I'd want anyone to do is feel anyways annoyed or upset at the declaration of the way that I'm calling them. So just keep that in mind as well. For the way that I end up talking and all that. I have 5 aside and try to do stuff at home, but I'm not a massive fan of gyms. I can understand it. They're intimidating at the best of times. But for me, it's a different kettle of fish because there's a separation from work. I work from home. So it is a fantastic way for me to finish work and just split. There's work, there's the split away from work. So it's kind of a thing to ensure I don't abuse the work-life balance type situation as well. So, I do actually, funnily enough. I know a couple of people called Jim, funnily enough. One of them, the poor fool, his parents actually put down on the birth cert as Jimothy, not Jiminy, Jimothy, which is, but to each their own. Holy crap, we're dominating this game and can't get a goddamn goal. I despise when the game does this. I'm going to pause immediately because we need to change something up. try that. Okay. I don't know. Okay, we need to get a goal now. We're playing on the grounds of being a wee bit too tight now. Aiden Heaven to Rook to Decat to Rushk up to Manu and greedy by Manu to try and get his goal again. Up we go. Oh, penalty. Okay. I mean, I know Camrada probably needs it, but I'm going to be a dick and give it to my favorite player on the pitch. I'm going to be a dick and give it to my favorite player on the pitch. I'm going to give it to Nathan the Cat. I know Camrada needs it, but I'm going to be a dick. I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to be a dick. If we get a second one, I'll give it to Camrada, but I don't care. I'm going to be a dick. Nathan the Cat needs it. Well, he doesn't, but I want to give it to him. Like, I'm being an ass. I'm being an ass giving it to the Cat. But I want the Cat to end up performing good. He's one of my favorite players, genuinely. I love the way that he's coming down. There's always a player. I was hoping it would be Evan Ferguson for me, but the Cat has just been that player. He's been brilliant at times, and I want him to be one of the people that definitely rises up. Lenny Yoro has been that as well, which is beautiful to see. Kishlak, funnily enough, has been very, very good for us as well. Oh my God. Oh my God, Kishlak, I give you praise and you score. That's what you want to see. Unbelievable there. Down Victor Rushk back to Kishlak, and Kishlak just into the corner. Not a goddamn thing their goalkeeper could do. Beautiful work by us. Like, the fact that their goalkeeper's on a 7.3 and 3 of their members of defense are on 6.2 and 3s is insane. Insane. I also want to look at that Ritter. He's 18 years of age and could be someone of interest. And we're not going to take the risk with Manu, considering he's a little knock. We'll take him off now. So Nico Paz on there. Brian Ibuemu off. And we'll put on Benjamin Geshko. He's one of the reasons why we got the draw in the last game, but we'll play Willie anyway. And we'll put Alex Jimenez there, and we'll see what ends up happening for now. Well, if it isn't Senorita Katie, what's a crack-a-lackin', my dear? Is it all going good, grand, and delicious with you? I am of the opinion as well, as much as it is sad for Senior Duck to end up hearing from me, I do actually think we're getting back-to-back PSG winning the Champions League, which is absolutely hilarious when you think of the situation that's happening with Kylian Mbappe at the moment, where he's being ostracized by both his club and the club fan base for the situation that's happening there. I think it's happening, but it wouldn't shock me if Arsenal won it. Ooh, what's your butt? Which, Real Madrid or PSG? Because the Real Madrid fan base don't like him, because even though he has 41 goal assist contributions this season, they're 11 points behind Barcelona, and he had his injury on his groin, and instead of joining the team at the last game, he was permitted to go off on a holiday instead. So he was away on a holiday whilst the team was at a inconsequential game, if we're honest. A completely inconsequential game. They won it, but a complete inconsequential game. And the situation just ended up coming down that Real Madrid didn't really back him. They didn't really say anything in his defense. So yeah, that was the situation. The fans were just pissy at him because he's injured and not being a team player. They also feel that he's one of the reasons why there's so much problems with the front line and stuff like that, even though he has 41 goal contributions, so he isn't the problem. And yeah, could be racism as well, but who the hell knows? But yeah, you know, that's the reason why they're pissy with him. If it was Bayern, Arsenal would have won. Why do you think so, if you don't mind me asking? Because I think either team would be a challenge for Arsenal. I do think PSG are the stronger team to go up against, so I do think it's more likely PSG surpass them. But what makes you think Bayern wouldn't have vanquished Arsenal, if you don't mind me asking, Senorita Katie? Bayern lost 5-1 in the group to Arsenal. Or just they lost in general. I don't think Bayern faced Arsenal in the group stages, did they? Oh, okay. Oh, you're right. The 26th of November, Arsenal 3, Bayern Munich 1. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, your numbers were wrong, Duck, but fair enough. Hey, at the end of the day, a win is a win is a win. And that's fair enough. I still think PSG might be the unstoppable hurdle for Arsenal. I don't see, but we'll see. Arsenal proved in the Carabao Cup final they're total cowards in big games. I don't think that's fair. I genuinely don't think that's fair. Though, I will admit, neither team showed up in the Carabao Cup final. Say what you want to. City didn't turn up in that game either. It's just City turned up more than Arsenal. With that being said, I also don't think Arsenal showed up in either of the semi-finals. In fact, the only game where I think Arsenal's engines have actually been on fire was their last league game, their game versus Fulham. I genuinely think their game versus Fulham there, they were on all cylinders. Which is what makes me afraid, and I say this knowing that it's probably horseshit. It makes me afraid of the fact that I think West Ham might be able to draw with Arsenal. As daft as that statement sounds, I think West Ham might be able to draw with Arsenal. And if that happens, City win the league. So we'll see what ends up happening there, and it'll be interesting the way that the situation ends up happening. But, yeah. How many bits is it to time someone out? I don't actually know. It should be there. Let me check. Because it should be underneath it. $100 for 30 seconds. $100 for 30 seconds. God, I actually need to look at these timeouts. Why is it 200 for 1 minute when it's why is it 250 for 1 minute when it's 100 for 30 seconds? I need to actually look at these and figure out how to do these bit timeouts different. Because, like, it's literally more expensive to go for 1 minute than it is to go for 30 seconds. I'm almost positive you can customize these. Yes. Okay, let's change that. So That's hilarious. Yes, indeed, Joshy. Indeed, it's Arsenal versus PSG, and it's going to be fascinating to see what ends up happening with it. I think it's going to be a fascinating display, and I'm not sure Arsenal are going to be capable of getting the victory in that, if I'm honest. But we'll see what ends up happening. But either way, times are going to be interesting, my friend. Times are going to be interesting. They really do. Otherwise, PSG are going to be walking away with back-to-back Champions League finals. But it'll be interesting, my friend. Absolutely interesting to see how things end up going. By the way, my friends, if you haven't done so, please, it's all platforms, Josh. You're on TikTok as well, right? Please follow Josh on Twitch, Instagram, whatever other crap that he's on. A genuinely fantastic streamer, gentle scholar, fine individual. And the Craic is always 90 with him. Bros, I think
Shout out,
I genuinely think
I'm gonna show you
PSG are gonna win. I think it's gonna be a much tighter game than people end up expecting it to be. But either way, the Craic will be 90 and we'll see what happens. And it'll be a good final because the Arsenal fans will be like ravenous, hungry hordes. It'll be like The Walking Dead. When you go into a pub and watch that game, either way, you're gonna be living in the joy or living in the nightmare. It's going to be an unbelievable atmosphere to happen. And I might try and set up a watch along for people for that actual event, if the likes of Josh doesn't do it anyway, because Josh might end up doing it because he's an actual Arsenal fan. Doc, you have another one here, an Arsenal fan. But I'm doing absolutely brilliant, Josh. The Craic is treating me fantastic, if I can say so myself. Here, enjoying a bit of Football Manager with a good old community, good old member of friends, just having the fun, leaving it down, continuing on with my United save until the end of the season when we do Rags to Riches, and just seeing how she all ends up going, and talking and feeling the vibes of an Arsenal PSG final. And whilst doing that, I'm able to shout out the average gamer as well, another absolute scholar and fantastic streamer. Please, if you can give them a follow as well. I have to know, what is that racing game?
Okay.
Fortnite?
It's a new map
Okay,
to me, and
that can't be Fortnite. What is that off of average?
it's a new map to me, so like...
That can't be Fortnite. What is that off of? That actually looks awesome.
I'm stuck.
I mean, you can't do anything, mind you. You're
I'm turning around, I don't know where I'm going.
Completely.
This is so embarrassing.
What's that off of, my friend, if you're still here? Rocket Racers? Wait a minute, is that an actual mode in Rocket League? That's awesome if that's an actual mode in in Fortnite. Or is that just a game called Rocket Racers? I've been in the mood for racing games. That's one of the reasons why come Sunday I'll be doing Sonic Cross Worlds with the VIG crew. I've already turned around and put my interest in for it. I bought the game and we'll be playing a bit of that with Die Hard and that crew on Sunday. So that'll be a bit of crack as well. We'll see how it ends up going. But yeah, how's life treating you yourself these days, Josh? Anything good, grand, and delicious going on with you? Have you anything exciting planned for the near future? Do you know why you're getting away with that cheek, Katie? Do you know why you're getting away with that cheek, and you're not being given out to, or being given any harsh circumstances for the rudeness of stating blah, blah, blah? The reason you're getting away with that is simply because you decided to put that emote. That emote is bloody gorgeous, and as a result of which, should be praised. So, yes. Pop Nemo is a gorgeous, gorgeous emote. I need to actually contact Benekaga's emote creator as well and get them to actually create new emotes for me as well. I mean, you're not wrong, Nathan, but you have another 3 years in your contract, so... That's a good emote as well, to be fair. That's a really nice emote as well. Okay, yes, you. Scout you, because you look absolutely cracko-jacked. Really? That cheap? We might go for you in bloody January. At 18 years of age. Anyway, that's Future Crack's thing. For now, why is Brian and Buemu coming to me about it? Yeah, we'll ignore it for now until the cat actually makes a big deal about it. Because I don't think there's any benefit in actually doing anything about it at the moment. So we'll see. As for the Everton game, we need a good performance in this. So we'll see what ends up happening. It's paramount we don't have another draw or anything like that because Spurs haven't slipped up yet. Arsenal will be the Inter, have brilliant defense, but PSG will destroy them as Arsenal don't have what a Bayern has to beat them. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't rate him as much as Arsenal fans do, but to be fair, Arsenal fans are overblowing of all of their talents. The fact that they have Saka back makes such a primary difference to how their squad is doing. The fact that they are now actually smart enough to figure out that the kid that you have been playing in left back, that for the entirety of his goddamn youth career played in centre defensive midfield, can play in centre defensive midfield, and you put him in centre defensive midfield and he bloody plays well, is, you know, So the fact that they're actually willing to put, you know, Miles Lewis-Skelly in centre defensive midfield, if Zubamendi or Declan Rice is tired, Zubamendi, helps the overall team, considering they have Calafiore to go there. And the fact that Yuri Timber is back means I think that defense might be strong enough to overcome PSG. But we'll see. PSG's offensive capabilities are bonkers, and it heavily depends on if they show up. If they don't show up, it's an entirely different kettle of fish. And I know that's a blatantly obvious statement, but it's hard to know with them whether or not they'll show up, and you won't know until the night if they'll show up. And that's the really, really, really sad truth. But that's my opinion. Tell me if you think I'm wrong. I love it. Used it 1,235 times. 2025 recap. Bet it. I mean, to be fair, I don't blame you. It's hard not give Craic the job, yet I still wouldn't give it to him. I'm of the same opinion. I think when you do the job with a 40% possession base, that's fine. But you played against teams in that you played against their style. They didn't play towards yours. What that effectively ends up meaning is that you done an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and they didn't recognize that literally the only thing you do is the only thing you do, and you don't change your tactic. And Craic doesn't change his tactic. He tried it once and we got overrun. He tried it last week and we got overrun because he tried a back five, and we immediately got overrun. The minute he changed his tactics, we're screwed. The other thing too is we don't have a squad that's deep enough, and we're going to need a manager that's good at manipulating small squads. Craic does not have that experience, unless an awful lot of those kids are ready, and we just don't know. I think Shea Lacey is ready. I hope JJ Gabriel is ready. I hope Opie Martin is ready, because by Lord, do they need to be next season, because there ain't a chance we're buying 8 players, and we need, at the very least, 8 players. We need someone like Sone Kone to come true. We need someone like Tyler Fletcher to come true. We need someone akin to that to come true, because otherwise we're playing with fire, and we'll see what ends up happening. But if we were to give the job to Craic, I would give the job to Craic as a 1 year with 1 year, 1 year with 1 year add-on. If he does well for the year, he gets another year added on, and I do it that way. Guaranteed to be there for 1 year with a 1 year add-on if we get Champions League positions or something like that. Whether that it's enough to keep the players on side is another kettle of fish, but you know, that's what I would end up doing. The Mr. Teeny skin. To be honest with you, bro, haven't been looking at skins, haven't been looking at the stadium pack, because I just wanted the game to run smooth. I announced there earlier on today that I plan on doing a rags to riches save after the season finishes. So starting bare bones, no licenses, no nothing, go into a job, see how we do, rise the ranks and see how she goes. For that, I might end up looking into skins. So I will look up the Mr. Teeny skin and see whether or not it's good to add a little extra element to that particular bit of it. But for now, no, I'm not using it. So we'll see. Okay, it is a pleasure to have you in, Senior Benekage. And now that you are here, we will immediately pause everything and give you what you deserve. Senior Benekage, first of all, let's give you a shout out. Thank you. You bet me to it, Duck. Benekage, an American streamer of epic proportions. Please, my friends, if you can do, give him a follow. A gent and a scholar of the highest degree, an absolute awesome individual who is sound to the world, has clips of his actual current streams, not just previous commentary stuff that are yonks old. He actually does have newish stuff there as well, but genuinely a gent and a scholar, does action Tyneman, does F1, does out of the park baseball, even if it is you know, disastrous sport. A gent and an actual scholar, and subbed earlier on, and for every sub or 500 bits, you get 5 push-ups. So two, 3, 4, 5. And yes, I'm doing a Kevin O'Leary wearing an actual top and blazer whilst wearing boxer, well, in this case, shorts. Because why not? Why not be business on the top and party on the bottom? Why not have that bit of crack? But anyway, Sir Benekage, how is life treating you? Is it going good, grand, and delicious, my friend? I hope that it is all going good. Okay, so we're going to go Militao, Euro, Ilya Zambroni, and we're going to go with Aiden Heaven again. Actually, no. We're going to go with Patrick. Yeah, Aiden Heaven. Aiden Heaven. Then we go Buddha Daddy. and Nathan Decat. Mbuemu, Nico Paz, and Victor Rushk. Rashford is slightly injured, so we'll replace Rashford with Menu. Oh, no, we won't, because he's injured as well. Then we'll replace Rashford with Chris Gibson. Actually, we won't. Do we have anyone that we can put on that side? Oh, you're not fit. Doggo, funnily enough. Fair enough. Then fine. I might have missed something, Katie. What's wasted? I actually should end up getting that as a pop-up. The GTA wasted, because it's actually not a bad, you know, and boing. It's actually a really nice thing that could be added into the stream. So that's cool. But what do you mean by wasted? Is it you're wasted listening to this stream, which to be fair could be plausible, as why else would you be listening to it? Or is it wasted as in I'm just talking too much, or what's the wasted? If you don't mind me asking, my friend. Anyway, Edison, Militao, Euros, Ilya Zambrani, Heaven, Budadati, Nathan Decat, Mbuemu, Nico Paz, Victor Rushk, and Hoyland. The So Dummy. I'm completely lost. I agree. I think his style suits playing big teams, but doesn't suit small teams. Yeah, kind of. I don't know if that's what I'd end up stating, bro. I think it's more of the fact of United have always been a good counter-attacking team. Always. There's never been a time where we weren't a good counter-attacking team. I think we're one of the best counter-attacking team in world football. It's just a matter of that works against teams that do a high line that end up attacking you so that you can end up going by them. That's why Rashford would be really good if he came back, but I don't know if it's the right thing to end up doing. I think Benekage does stream on YouTube. If he doesn't stream on YouTube, he definitely puts videos up there. Next time he comes live, bro, I'll ask him about that, because I'm almost positive he does do stuff on YouTube. I just don't know myself at the moment what his YouTube is. So give me 1 second and see if I can find it. As for you, Katie, I suppose, yeah, it didn't come out particularly great. The shout out. He saves his VODs to YouTube, although, yeah, so his VODs are on this channel here, if you want to have a gawk at them, bros. It didn't do it. No, for some bloody reason it didn't. Fine. Are on this channel here. So you can have a gawk at them there if you want to, my friend. Yeah. But genuinely, Benny's fantastic. A gent and an absolute scholar, so give him a follow if you can do. So if I make alt accounts on YouTube, does every sub make you 5? You know, funnily enough, I didn't think about that, bro. And I was doing it potentially as the subs for Twitch. But considering 250 subs makes the YouTube monetizable, potentially. You just won't get them all on one stream. You'll have to come back in the future and get them later on. Tell your friends to come so that I have 5 concurrent viewers, and I'll give you 1 for each of them. Well, that's a very funny question. I hadn't thought about that, bro. Excuse me. That's genuinely very, very funny. King, my friend, what's a crack-a-lackin'? Is it all going good, Grant, and delicious with you? My friends, if you can do, give the mighty King Karasu a follow as well. A gent and a scholar, a horror streamer most of the time, but he does do other stuff as well. Like he's played Final Fantasy, which, depending on who you ask, is also horror. But genuinely an absolute scholar and a gent. I ended up finding King when he was playing. It was the DLC of
oh, I can't see what
the Pinocchio game, Lies of P. When I ended up finding you, wasn't it, King? Or were you playing something else when I ended up spotting you? Because I know I ended up coming into you at, I think it raided into you at bloody 3 in the morning or something like that. Or, you know, the old time conversations. Maybe Banishers, I don't have Lies of P. Then it must have been something like that. Oh no, Lies of P was... I think Lies of P was Digital Owen, maybe. But at the same point in time, it's a pleasure to have you. And Tizzo, my friend, what's a crack-a-lackin'? Is it all going good, Grant, and delicious with you? How's the crack treating you, my friend? I hope it's all going good. I'm feeling fantastic now, just enjoying the vibes, having the crack.
Someone's turning on my music.
Questions need to be asked. First of all, Tizzle, what was that? Second of all, Tizzle, why wasn't I invited? And third of all, Tizzle, where is that VOD? That looked some... What was that, my friend? That looked unbelievable. What a Jack Sparrow impersonation. Unbelievable, my friend. Oh, that looked awesome. Yourself with the 2 senioritas dancing around is a good bit of crack. I haven't bought Windrose yet. I have to do it at some point. Key was telling me that it's awesome, so I need to get into it. I just haven't bothered purchasing it yet, so that's something that I need to do. Oh, I don't blame you, bro. I've been trying to grow a bit more on YouTube as well. It's just hard to end up doing it. So, you know, yeah, that's why I stream on all of the platforms, to try and get a wee bit of growth and move people along as we need to end up doing it. But that's why I'm happy when everyone ends up coming in. Well, King, I might if you're not, have you bought the game yourself, my friend? Because obviously get it for yourself if you need to. I need to buy it at some point in time. I just need to wait for my next paycheck before I end up doing that. So that's another week and a half. But definitely need to end up doing it. I mean, that bloody emote is glorious, my friend. Absolutely glorious. Tizzo Tiz Hurricane is a gorgeous. It's basically this. So it makes me feel like that, but it also deserves one of these. Oh, wait. Oh, no, in that case, I have it, because if it's part of the Humble Bundle subscription, then I might end up having it. So bear with me, King. I might come back to you around that, because I do the Humble Choice every month. I just haven't looked at what this month's Humble Choice ended up giving me. So yeah. I have missed three Humble Choices since this started. I went back and I'd done it since 2017 when it started. I missed 3 of them. Other than that, I've had every Humble Choice. And in the entirety of that time in the Humble Choice, they have repeated 8 games. 8. Sorry, can't count. They've repeated 8 games. But yes, Tizzo, absolutely unbelievable to see it, my friend. Let me know, how have you been finding Windrose? Are you still playing it now? Are you on to something new? Let us know. And what about yourself, King? What are you streaming at the moment? Are you playing anything good, grand, and delicious? As you can see yourselves, I am doing Football Manager. I done recapped there for a bit. I'll be doing Sonic Cross Worlds with the VGI crew in the next wee while, and we'll see how that ends up going. Just heard a sub equals 5 push-ups, but assumed it's only on Twitch. Though maybe small chance. Bro, honestly, if you give me a sub on YouTube, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do the 5 push-ups. Just don't pull the piss, because the max I can do at one time is 40, because then I just, and fall. But if you end up doing that, then yeah, if you end up subbing, I'll happily end up doing it. Because as I was saying there, I have no problem doing it. I don't have proper checks in place yet for the YouTube to let me know when subs end up coming into place. I need to add all of that in. But genuinely, a sub is a sub to me. So if it works on YouTube too, I'll end up doing it. I mean, I'm animated, Tizzo, just not jumpy. I need to get an elevated desk at some point in time for that type of crap. But, and it's not a nasty habit, because movement is a fantastic thing to end up having, If you can end up making your stream movement orientated, that's brilliant. That's why I ended up adding in the 500 bits or sub or push-ups to add in more movement and stuff like that. And we'll see where it ends up coming in the future to see how that ends up coming. Witcher 3 and Date Everything. Ooh, I love romance games like that. So what's Date Everything like? If it's the game I think it is the game I think it is. Oh, it's the game where literally every object turns into an anthropomorphized version of itself and you can date it. Oh, Jesse Cox and Dodger on the Geek Enders podcast were on about that game. That seems like a gas bit of crack, King. I like it seems like good fun. And I'm into visual novels and that type of stuff, so that seems like my type of game too. Is it stream friendly, that game? If you don't mind me, it's not one I do on stream, but is it stream friendly, if you don't mind me asking? I have to get up early, enjoy the rest of your stream, don't do too many push-ups. No bother, my friend, bros, have a fantastic time. It's always a pleasure to have you in. Make sure your crack is 90. As always, I have been Stupid Sexy Crack. Schlongafo, my friend, and Ogmahon. I play it on my ally off stream at work. I mean, I'm not stream friendly, lol, but for the most part it is. Oh no, to be fair, I'm not stream friendly either. I curse like a bloody sailor, which is why Windrose would probably work for me. But at the same point in time, as you know yourself, in those type of games, sometimes they can end up showing a wee bit too much for the actual, friendly monitors of Twitch. Yeah, but what are you thinking yourself, Tizzo? Are you playing much more in the near future? Also, by the way, my friends, before we head off, I'll do it one more time, actually. Tizzo, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, is doing a partner push as well. So even more so than before, if possible, please give Tizzo a follow, because genuinely, if we can help more people get partner, it's better for everyone involved. Obviously, he does the Tizzer and Tavern Keeper and the whole lot. Was on about doing watch-alongs for the World Cup and stuff like that as well. And who knows, I'll talk to him later on. He might be doing it for the Arsenal game. But if you can, please give him a follow. We try to help as many people as we can get the partner when they can. So if you can please do that. The joy, it hasn't happened to me yet, King, where I've hit my follower limit. What is it? It's 200. Is it 200 or is it 400 followers when you hit your limit? I routinely go and 2K, fair enough. I routinely go and cleanse my followers anyway. Because there's some streams that I just end up, I'm unfortunately not going to get the time or not going to get the proper attachment to end up talking to. Or they don't stream enough, which is, a sad indictment. But like, I'm kind of of the viewpoint now that if you stream at least once a week, I'll follow you. But if you don't, then, you know, unless there's special exceptions, I kind of have to move you along, sadly. But yeah, no, I haven't. I don't think I'm anywhere near 2K yet, thankfully. I wonder, I've never actually checked before. I know I need to set up an actual widget for this one as well. Because I use Twitch Lurker, and I don't actually know if Twitch Lurker works on an account that you're not followed to. Burnett, a fantastic player. I don't know why Bright sold him. But we'll see how we do now against Everton. And let's see how that ends up going. This is probably going to be the last game of the night. Twitch Lurker, do we have a link to it? Oh, God damn it. Yeah, so this big bad boy, Senior King, that big bad boy there, it's genuinely insanely useful when you want to follow people. You can end up putting up the stream, and that's insane. Their first shot. And Villa are 1-0 up against Chelsea as well. This is unbelievable. We might be screwed, my friends. Let's hope we can get a goal. Nope, Pickford with a save. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Oh my God, no. Oh my God. How did an ND miss that? Holy crap. I'm gobsmacked. Like, Jesus, they're on our arse. This is the first game this happened this season where we're just being decimated. I don't really know what to do about it. Like, we're almost full strength. Like, we're not weak in this game. Yeah, it's a handy bit of kick, King. I recommend it, definitely. I need to set up an actual alert to let people know about it. But genuinely, it's a good bit of kit. If you want to end up being friendly to people and you don't mind running your computer in the background, it's a fantastic bit of kit. And, you know, it just automatically pops it up for you. One of the things that it was working on is trying to migrate the, you know, Twitch's unfortunate problem where even if you're on the stream and you're lurking and you haven't put in a chat in X amount of time, you don't count as a viewer. I know they were working on the back end of trying to figure out a way to fix that, but I don't think they've figured that out just yet. Yes, Militao! Okay, so 1-1. Absolutely beautiful. This is a must-win game. We cannot lose this game. So we have another 60 minutes to get another goal. And we badly need it. Victor's probably going to need to be taken off as well. Garner now, the former United player. The corner. What? No way. Well, they never save these, ever. Ever. They never save these. So Tyler Barry's gotten a second goal. Yep. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Absolutely insane. No bother, my friend. Enjoy yourself. Thank you so much for popping around. It's genuinely a pleasure whenever you do so. Make sure the kids end up having a good time. As has always been the case, just remember, I have been Stupid Sexy Craic. Shlong Gafo, my friend. And as always, Hogue Mahone. Have a fantastic day. And thank you so much again for coming in. Fuck. Yeah, 4 changes, and let's hope that they're enough to get something out of this goddamn team. We need a win. We cannot get a draw. We must win. We must win this. It is far too important, this game, because they're not going to lose. We must win this game. Doggo. Oh, come on! Pickford. To Ilya Zambrani. Okay. Doggo. Oh, what the? Pickford, are you kidding me? Oh, crikey. Oh, the game is doing it. It's doing it to me. It's FMing me. It's FMing me. Go on. Here comes their goal. Here comes their goal. Okay. Can we get it? Can we get it? We need something. Potentially at the moment, a miracle. We need 2 goals. We definitely have the capability of in the squad of doing it, but like, crikey, is it dangerous at the moment. What the hell was that pass? There we go. There we go. FM to the bloody max. To the max. To the max. I haven't been FM like that in a while. Unbelievable. That's insane. Absolutely insane. I don't have words for that. Buddha Daddy, Tioro, Buddha Daddy, Sesko, Dogu, Mbwemu, and he misses for the 2nd time in this goddamn game. Because of course he did. Of course he did. In a game we must win. Of course he did. Where Spurs are on our arses like nobody's business, refusing to lose against anyone but us. We end up drawing a disastrous game before this and now losing to goddamn Everton. Here comes 4. And a hat-trick for Barry. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Insane. Like, it's so horrific. It'd make you want to cry. It's so horrific, it'd make you want to cry. Mbwemu misses 2 golden opportunities. An own goal due to a stupid pass by Buddha Daddy. Just Tiari getting through every bloody corner that he can. Pickford having hands of Midas performances and getting screwed by bad decisions. We have 80% possession. This is like a picture perfect counter-attacking performance. This is the best of the best performance that you could see from Everton. They played this out of the goddamn park. And here comes another goal. Yeah. Another goal's about to come from them now in a second. Really about an actual okay defense. I mean, it doesn't matter now. We're 3 goals down. We're not going to get 4 goals. We're not going to get 4 goals in this amount of time. I mean, it's possible, but we're just not going to do it. Buddha Daddy, it doesn't help when crap like that is happening. Like, seriously. That's insane. Stellar to Buddha Daddy to Buemu and Buemu for the 4th time this game misses an easy shot. Oh, you can't write it. He finally gets one. Too little, too late. Like, it should be 5-4. It's far too late. It should be 5-4. This doesn't matter, but, like, what can you do? And boom, done. What a joke. What a joke. What an absolute joke. That's bonkers. Oh, you're kidding me. Oh. Oh. No, it's just... Anyway, my friends, I'm going to leave it there. So I'm going to raid us out to someone now. And let's see who we can end up raiding us out to. I'm going to raid us out to... I'm going to raid us out to the... to... G. I'm going to raid us out to G. He's playing Arc Raiders at the moment. He's always a good bit of crack, so we'll send you off that way. Thank you all, my friends. I'll be live again tomorrow. Potentially. Unless... Actually, wait. I won't be live again tomorrow. The next time there's the potential for me to be live will be Friday, and we'll see how things end up going. But until then, my friends, thank you all so much. It has been a pleasure to talk to you. Make sure your crack is 90. Shlong Gafol, and as always, my friends, Pog Mahone. Adios, amigos.